I made my first six figure as a tailor by leveraging my knowledge and not only monetizing my hands-on skills. And I'll explain. Um, I started out as a day-to-day um, tailor, and at one point, I wanted more. When I started tailoring, I didn't know other um, younger people who wanted to get into tailoring, so I had to figure it out all by myself. I tried to get mentors. I got next to everybody that can teach me. I learned a lot. I was really preparing myself. And then came the time of getting a job. And most day-to-day tailor jobs, they don't pay much. The gap between what you make as a day-to-day tailor to a specialized tailor or a tailor who has figured this game out, it's a huge gap. And you won't believe it until you've experienced it. And so I work for many companies, many places where they needed tailors, right? Because when you know how to sew, you don't just come out and work anywhere. You first start with what you can get. Who needs help in sewing? Who needs help in alteration? Who needs help in making clothes? Or who wants custom clothing? And so I did all of that. And at some point, I wanted more. And so I thought about how can I break out of this cookie cutter that I'm in? And so I thought about, well, I was always studying, I was always learning more, I was always pushing to become the best. And so I thought, well, why not utilize my knowledge? I have a whole lot of knowledge up here. Maybe there are some other people out there that need it. Um, I also wanted some freedom. I didn't want to be, stuck to a machine all day sewing for someone. I wanted to be able to take a break when I wanted to. I wanted to charge when I wanted to. I just wanted something different. I wanted more. And so I leveraged my knowledge. I didn't stop at just being a day-to-day tailor. I found ways to leverage my knowledge instead of physically working all the time. I worked as a, and when I figured it out, I worked as a consultant. I did alterations, production management for some clients. I work as a fashion brand develop, development consultant, where basically people wanted to start a fashion brand or people who have fashion problems that they need a solution for, like technical problems, fitting problems. They're trying to make something innovative. They don't know how to put it together. And I've done, because I went to FIT for 5 years. The time doesn't matter, but I learned a lot from technical to, I guess, administrative business and all of that stuff, so I can connect those two worlds. I think that was also one of my special weapons, is that I learned in school the formal, and then I learned in the field, right? And so I had all this knowledge, and so I leveraged it. And so I did custom clothing for men and women anywhere. I remember at one point I stopped and I said, where can my skills apply? And anywhere my skills can apply as a tailor, as a knowledgeable person in fashion, I did that. And most of my, well, I also sought out not to work with just any brand, but I wanted to work for brands that can pay me more, and those are luxury brands. And so I only work for uh, boutiques and brands. And yeah, I realized, you get to learn a lot there too. And I realized they pay more, so I had to prepare. I didn't just jump in there. I had to prepare. I had to learn to prepare myself to be able to work at that level. And all of that is how I was able to make six figures as a tailor. There were many people who told me that I can be profitable as a tailor, and they were right in their own right, because again, tailoring wasn't something we didn't go to school learning how to become wealthy as a tailor. So this is something that I had to figure out on the how do you say it, on the beat. And so I refuse to take small jobs. I refuse to you know get hired at places to be a tailor and just sit there all day in a dusty room all day, gossiping and just be comfortable with what I'm getting. My tunnel vision was very. I was very focused in just learning and moving on. I didn't come to socialize. I didn't come to sit and be comfortable. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm just saying that if you want more out of being a tailor, then there are certain signs you have to look for and stay away from them. And certain distractions. Don't lose your focus. Um, Aim high, pick where you want to be and go for it. It's totally possible. I've done it. Along the way, I found other young people uh, who wanted the same things, who are heading in the same direction. So I learned from them too. I never stopped learning from the young, from the older people. I was always learning, and I think that was also a huge part of me becoming a six-figure tailor because I filled myself with knowledge. There was almost nothing that they could ask me in fashion that I can. I keep looking at this because I'm recording the audio. Sometimes it stops for some reason. Um, I didn't stop at just what I knew. I didn't want to be limited to. Um, yeah, I wanted to be in whatever fashion was. I wanted to be there, and I wanted to be useful, and that's how I utilized my time. And before I know it, I didn't aim to become a six-figure tailor. I didn't even know you could be that. I just aim high, and got into these rooms that I didn't know existed. I started to meet. I did photo shoot tailoring. I did tailoring for celebrities. I did. Um, I had full-time jobs working for luxury brands, um, and all of that prepare me to get to that point where I could leverage all of this and use it and be able to work for myself, make six figures, and just, be a one of a kind tailor. And everywhere I went, they would ask me, hey, are there other people like you? And I said, I didn't know anybody. I probably knew like one or two other people like me. And they were doing their own thing too. And so if you want more out of being a tailor, it's totally possible. You just have to leverage where you know what to do. There are people that are specialized in certain parts of fashion, and um, figure out who needs that. Like who are all the types of people and organizations that would need not only your skill set, but the knowledge that you have, your ability to solve problems in fashion, and then you'll be able to earn more. And the more there aren't a lot of people up there, and so that's why it's well paid because they're not, it's not a lot of people up there. So when you come and you're good at what you do, you're well rewarded for it. There are benefits. There's a lot of benefit in being basically an upscale tailor. Um, yeah, man, I've had jobs where clients would send a car to pick you up and take you back home, feed you, take care of your travel plans, whether it's flying or going across town. And I never knew that was possible. I just again set out to get the farthest I can in the industry as a tailor. And the more I climbed, the more interesting things I found, and the more well I was paid. And so, if you're in that situation today, again, just figure out how to leverage your knowledge. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I just want to share that with you guys today. If you like this content, like, share, comment, subscribe. There'll be more of this content coming, and I appreciate you for watching. Peace.